Hello, my name is Hannah Henry, and I'm a sophomore here at Tennessee Tech. For my persuasive speech, I chose the topic of legalizing prostitution. Now I know you're thinking that's a crazy and probably terrible idea, but after hearing all of the benefits, I'm hoping you'll change your mind. So, the first topic I wanted to discuss was, is it morally wrong or controlling? So, according to Harvard Civil Arts, the underlying reason people disagree with legalizing prostitution is that it is viewed as amoral because it involves mostly women selling their bodies for financial gain. However, telling women what they can and cannot do with their bodies does not come from a place of morality, that comes from a place of control. So, my take on that is that people tend to argue that prostitution is wrong because of selling their bodies. However, I don't believe it's their right to say what you can or can't do to make a living. And according to HRW.org, a government should not be telling consenting adults who they can have sexual relations with and on what terms. Prostitution is between two consulting adults. There's nothing wrong with consensual prostitution as long as there are resources available to assist these people to safely have this job. The next topic I wanted to discuss was legal protection. According to ACLU.org, sex workers deserve the same legal protections as anybody else. They should be able to maintain their livelihood without fear of violence or arrest, access to health care and other services without discrimination, and seek justice when they are harmed. Just like any other job, people can go about their lives without fearing being arrested, going to a doctor, and even handle an inappropriate situation and get the justice that they deserve. Prostitutes don't have access to these things. Legalizing it would allow for so many outlets to keep these women and some men safe because prostitution will happen regardless of its legal status. According to HRW.org, prostitutes have said they are afraid of being arrested because their work is illegal and that their experience with police is of being harassed or profiled and arrested or laughed at or not even taken seriously. Because the work that these people do is illegal, they oftentimes have no one to go to if they become abused or harassed because they can be arrested for the job that they are doing. The third topic I wanted to discuss was healthcare. And according to UNFPA, a report found that nearly 1 in 4 sex workers have been denied healthcare because of their occupation. Men and women who are trying to be responsible and take care of themselves physically are often denied the ability to do so. It's like if you were denied access to see a doctor because they simply didn't like the job you had. Another quote from UNFPA stated, sex workers are 30 times more likely to be HIV positive than the general population. And the article then goes on to say that this isn't because of the irresponsibility, but rather because there's a high violence rate and they can be exposed to this with assaults occurring way more frequently than other jobs. The next topic is statistics on money and arrests. So, according to HG.org, every year in the US, between 70,000 and 80,000 people are arrested for prostitution, and it ends up costing taxpayers approximately $200 million. Taxpayers are spending this amount of money every single year to arrest these prostitutes, and there are many other ways that they can have their money spent, such as better infrastructure, advancing medical research, and improving education. And if you really think about it, what's more important, putting people in jail for having sex or getting closer to finding a cure to cancer? Personally, I would much rather explore further things like cancer than arresting prostitutes. And the breakdown of arrests are 70% female prostitutes and madams, 20% male prostitutes and pimps, and just 10% johns. Customers of these prostitutes are known as johns, And with this being said, 90% more prostitutes are being arrested than the customers who are also committing the same act. If it's such a terrible thing, why are these customers also not being ridiculed and arrested for their part in it as well? The last topic is legal prostitution in the Netherlands. A quote by Harvard Civil Rights stated that brothels in the Netherlands are required to obtain and renew safety and hygiene licenses in order to operate, and street prostitution is legal and heavily regulated in places called the red light district. It not only becomes safer when it's regulated, but it also weeds out the black market that exists for prostitution, which makes women safer overall. The Netherlands are living proof that legalizing prostitution can have positive effects. Brothels are regulated just like any other business to ensure cleanliness and safety of the women and men that are there. And the last quote comes from Borgen magazine, and it states that allowing brothels to operate legally generates substantial revenue for the state as well. And these prostitutes are being taken care of much better than they were when it was illegal, such as implementing labor laws to prevent working too many hours. And brothels also provide revenue to the Netherlands, which benefits the country as a whole. I want to thank you for listening to my speech, and I hope that you believe that legalizing prostitution is not something that people should immediately hate on before learning the true benefits that it can entail.